Welcome back to the podcast. If anyone
Hi.
still watches.
What do you mean?
No, our Spotify Wrapped came out and it didn't. The numbers weren't promising, so
Don't
and
be
we're
discouraged.
losing funding. So,
Well, do you want to introduce us?
welcome back to the podcast for girls, football for girls and gays. I'm a girl.
And I'm gay.
Yep. So this week, turned out to be an actually very exciting week for football.
Interesting.
Surprisingly.
You say that.
Why?
I don't know. I just didn't have that much fun this week.
I swear, there has to be some statistic where it had the highest fantasy point scorers of any week.
Yeah,
Because
probably. It was
yeah.
it was really crazy for
I got-
fantasy.
I got absolutely screwed over. Hold on. In one of my leagues, I was losing, and then I came back because Josh Allen scored 50. Excuse me. 51 points.
Is that in our family league?
No, in my friend's
Oh.
league.
I think you kind of didn't. Or did you lose?
No, I won in family league. I was playing mom.
Oh.
So in my friend's league, if you're watching and you know 24 Frames of Nick, that is who I was playing in my friend's league. And he never really checks his team that much, but he has such a good team. His team is actually insane.
Give me an example.
Jalen Hurts, the Miami running back. I don't know how to say his last name
Achan?
still. Yeah, Achan. David Montgomery, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Damn. How did you guys let him get Chase and Jefferson?
Laporta, Otten, Miami defense, Jake Bates.
Did you know that Justin Jefferson and Chase played
Yeah, and Jen.
at LSU together with
I
Joe?
think I told you that.
No, I've known that since
Oh,
Joe
well,
was.
I texted one night and said I can't believe that they all were on the same team, but
It's crazy.
And then on his bench he has Joe. For some reason, he doesn't know that much. He knows about the Dolphins a lot because he's from Miami, but he his first 3 picks in our league, the first 3 rounds, he picked all quarterbacks. Actually 4 rounds. He picked 4 quarterbacks first. And he picked Jalen, Joe Burrow, Tua, and Josh.
Has he just been gatekeeping?
No, well, I traded him before the season even started, Justin Jefferson for Josh Allen.
That's crazy.
I mean, I thought that's a good trade.
Yeah,
I didn't have a
you
quarterback.
you didn't have a quarterback.
Well, I picked Jaden Daniels, but that's before we knew
you
he
would
was
have
going to
been
be good.
even better with Jaden and that's true. We had no idea he was going to be good.
Yeah. I thought it was a good trade. Nobody really pays attention, so my team is insane. But his team, for not paying attention and never setting his lineup, is really, really good because he didn't set his lineup and he had that. And so, anyways, on the final day, I was up by 20 points because Josh Allen scored 51 points, right? And I had Cincinnati. I had Chase Brown as my running back, and he had Jamar Chase as his wide receiver, and I was already up by 20 points. But Chase Brown scored 24 points, and Jamar Chase scored 45 points.
Is Jamar Chase the highest
So-
scoring fantasy receiver?
Yeah, by so much.
Jesus.
Well, I don't know by that much, but a lot. He is really good, and I don't understand how the Bengals hardly. I mean, it's because their defense sucks, but we'll get into that when we go to the games. I think I was gonna say, so my team in this league is Josh Allen, Kamara, Chase Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cooper Kupp, Brock Bowers, Bijan Robinson. My bench, I have Garrett Wilson, Derrick Henry, Jaden Daniels, Devontae Adams, Trey McBride, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin. So I have enough, but I think the craziest pickups I had in this league were I picked up Brock Bowers. I was able to pick up Cooper Kupp when he came back. I was able to pick up Malik Neighbors after he showed that he was going to be good for the first two games. But yeah, so
My biggest pickup was Mike Evans in our family league because I struggled a lot with receivers. My best receiver was Malik Neighbors, but obviously as a rookie and playing for the Giants, he's not like extremely high scoring. But and Puka Nakua was the first.
I like that you were about to say poop. The way that you pronounced the P, you were like poop.
My wide receiver one, he was injured for so long. But I finally got them back, and then I saw that my mom had dropped Mike Evans when he was listed on injured reserve. And I was like, I have no one in my IR. I can just pick him up, put him in my IR, and I'll have him in a couple of weeks. And now I have 3 really good wide receivers. And I just came in first place in the regular season. Now I hope to win the playoffs. Yeah. I had some really good pickups. I had Brock Bowers,
Jesus.
and I also picked up Bucky Irving when I saw that he had potential.
What, Hannah? We were above 8-5 though.
No, I was 8-4.
Oh, because we had stupid buys. Well, that's stupid because it's just because I played one extra game.
But you lost that extra game.
Yeah,
you had the
whatever.
opportunity to win it.
I just want to see if.
Was I 8-4?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I
Me,
thought.
you, and Mike Tyler all had 8 wins.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I hope I win that league. Anyways.
Should we move on? To
Yeah.
the actual
Yeah,
games?
you can start it.
Okay, what are you doing?
I just got a text I need to look at.
Okay, well, the first game of the week was Packers versus Lions, and that was on Thursday night. The Lions won 34-31. Jake was right about the Lions winning. I was wrong. I picked the Packers to win. Super fun game to watch. The Packers had the opportunity to do it, but ended up not being able to. So the Lions are holding on to their win streak.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good game. It wasn't easy for the Lions, which is also looks good for the Packers. So
Or for the... Oh.
no, it looks good for the Packers.
Yeah,
They played a good opponent and did really well against them. So yeah, that's exciting for the NFC is just crazy. There's so many good teams.
I know. At the beginning of the season, I didn't
Especially
think
that division.
I didn't think there would be a ton of good teams in the NFC this year, but there are.
Yeah, like the Packers, like that's that division is great. And imagine
If the Bears were supposed to, or as good as they were supposed to be.
Yeah. They would have been the whole playoffs, that entire division. So next game we have the Jets versus Dolphins. Okay, guys, a lot of these games were actually really close.
Either close or extreme blowout.
Yeah.
I guess just looking at the next one, but
Yeah.
and this one coming up, but yeah, a lot of close ones.
Yeah. This next game went into overtime. This is another division rivalry, the Jets versus Dolphins.
Dolphins won.
The
by
Dolphins
the way,
won
32 to
26 in overtime. I was right about it, obviously.
I was wrong about it, obviously.
Because you're still picking the Jets.
And I picked them again,
Yeah.
just until they get a win.
Yeah. So the Dolphins have an opportunity to win every single one of the rest of their games, and they could have a shot at the wild card spot, but they can make no mistakes, and they almost made a mistake this week, but they didn't.
I just don't.
I like the Dolphins.
I like them too, and I liked them a lot more last year. I just feel like after this season has been so weird for them, and I don't think that they deserve to go to the playoffs. I'll be honest. I think that they need to wait till next year.
Yeah, I kind of feel that. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they didn't make the playoffs. I don't think they should make the playoffs, but yeah.
Next game, Falcons versus Vikings. Vikings won 42-21. This was Kirk Cousins' return to Minnesota as well. And I remember I saw a tweet that was Kirk was getting booed when he entered the stadium at the beginning of the game, and then everyone was standing and cheering at the end of the game, probably because the Vikings fans were so happy that they won, so they were just feeling nostalgic and wanted to be nice to Kirk. But yeah, Sam Darnold looked really good. He was throwing the ball like so far down the field to like Addison and
Yes.
Justin Jefferson. They looked really
Yeah,
good.
their combo, like for once, actually looked really good. I feel like it's usually one of them really does really well, kind of. And Justin Jefferson has had a hard time getting in the end zone the past however many weeks. He always gets a lot of yards, but he hadn't scored a touchdown in like 3 or 4 games or something. Could be exaggerating or could be under estimating. I can't remember what they kept saying, but yeah, Addison and Justin Jefferson both had really good games, and Sam Darnold too, obviously. But yeah, the Falcons look terrible. The Kirk Cousins has like 7 interceptions and like
So
4
depleted
games.
after these like last few games.
I feel bad. There was a really cute TikTok of him talking about how he took his kids to see Wicked, and he knew all the words to the songs because he sang in choir when he was a kid. It made me like him. I mean that's an easy way to start liking somebody, but it just made me.
Did you
think
like him
about
when he was on the Commanders?
I didn't pay attention to him when he was on the Commanders.
Really? I feel like that's like when I first started paying attention to football.
Yeah, not me. I mean, for me, I lost interest. After RG3 left. After RG3 was done, then I just like stopped really paying attention. I was fully invested in the Giants, but also not really invested in football.
What about after the Minnesota Miracle? Did you like him after that? Oh, that wasn't even him. He wasn't there yet.
Yeah, it wasn't
I
him,
always
and
forget
also
that.
I don't really like what year was that? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I remember. I watched
you
it
watched
live.
it live. I didn't. I don't know where the fuck I was. I don't remember.
It was crazy.
It was probably, I don't think I lived at home, so it was probably like 2016 or 2017 or something. Yeah, the next game is the Saints versus Giants, a fucking terrible, stupid game. The Saints won 14-11. Weird score, too. I don't really know how that came to be, but 14-11, probably some
The Giants were getting crushed like almost the entire game. They only had like one like score point, like maybe like 6 points, I think. And then they ended up scoring in the fourth with just a little bit of time left. And then they stopped the Saints from getting a first down, so they got the ball back again and had the opportunity to kick a field goal for overtime, but the field goal was blocked. Do you remember that?
Yes, yeah. Okay, I remember that now. And it's because it was like a bigger guy jumped over, right? And hit it
like
with his hand.
No like support or like push or anything. He just fully jumped over.
Yeah, and he was a big guy, and like he was able to jump and keep his balance with one arm in the air.
Why couldn't the fucking Chargers do that when the Chiefs were doing their field goal? Like,
I don't know. But yeah, so we were both right about that. Obviously, like I don't think the Giants are that good, but also, the Giants are terrible. I don't. But the Saints are also just like very not that great, but also like have had some really good games. I don't know. They're just weird. So yeah, weird, stupid game. We are both right about it. It looked like both of them were going to be going to overtime. Both of the New York games. And they were playing at the same time, so they were like the last 2 1:00 games going on. Next game we have the Panthers versus the Eagles, which was a really freaking good game. Really good game. The Eagles won 22-16.
I don't think.
I mean, I kind of expected it. Okay, I was wrong. No, I was right about it. But like, I have amazing faith in the Panthers.
Did you think that they would play as well as they did though? Like against the Eagles?
Yeah. No. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't think. I mean, made me lose a little bit of. You'll see in my predictions for next week. I don't know how to feel about the Eagles. Like, I don't know. Well,
here's the thing though: is the Eagles are very reliant on their rush offense. The Panthers, I'm pretty sure, have the #1 rush defense.
Really?
That's what I heard them say during the game, but let me just double check that.
That's pretty crazy because I didn't think that they had any sort of. But okay, so my big.
Oh no! Apparently it's not good.
Yeah.
I must have heard them wrong. The Panthers are ranked 31st in the league for total defense, which is crazy.
That's terrible.
To think how the Eagles didn't blow them out.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about how much we like Bryce Young and seeing him like have his redemption arc in North Carolina, and like he started his redemption arc with the hardest part of their schedule. They've been playing the best teams in the league, but they've been doing really well against them. And it's actually kind of good because they're going to have a really good first-round pick still with a bad record, and hopefully get Bryce Young like a really good wide receiver because he doesn't really have anyone right now.
Yeah.
Chuba Hubbard's great. He's great.
I mean, they traded their wide receiver 1 mid-season.
Yeah, because they looked like they were going to be shit.
Yeah.
But, I'm excited to see where their team goes next.
Next, Browns versus Steelers. Steelers won 27-14. It kind of looked in the beginning.
Wait, are you sure about that?
About the score?
Yeah.
Think. But the beginning of the game, it kind of seemed like the Browns may have had a chance to beat the Steelers again at the very beginning, but then the Steelers just kind of took over. I'm right, right?
Yeah, but why do I feel like that's wrong for some reason?
I don't know.
What?
Because the Steelers were high scoring the past 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, wait. What was last week's score?
Bengals, they're playing, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
it was like in the 40s.
So the Bengals and they looked it was 44-38. I was thinking about that game. Yeah.
But yeah, we were both right about the Steelers winning, also.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Browns defense was really helping them out in the beginning, and it looked like it could have been a close one, but then the Steelers took it in the second half.
Yeah. Jameis Winston's just a little bit inconsistent. Yeah, but I mean, they're still doing they're doing fine. They're kind of similar to the Panthers.
I wasn't excited to watch them on primetime, but I've been enjoying watching their primetime games.
Yeah. Next game we have the Raiders versus the Bucks. The Bucks won 28-13. I was wrong about this. I don't know why the fuck I picked the Raiders.
I think it was after the Chiefs game, and you were like, wait.
That one quarterback looked good, but didn't he get injured?
Yeah, Aiden O'Connell, he was injured. Yeah. So I don't even know who was playing quarterback, but they didn't get Brock Bowers the ball enough. I really needed more fantasy points from him.
Yeah, they have, and they're on their fucking 5th string quarterback. I think they also just picked up another quarterback.
Probably.
Yeah, they're fucked. And not much to say about that game other than I didn't really watch it.
Baker Mayfield, the Bucks quarterback, was also struggling in the beginning of the game. I remember he had 2 interceptions and a fumble in the first half.
I remember that.
That was scaring me a little bit.
Yeah. What's his Rashad White? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He had a really good game.
Yeah, I didn't play him. I almost played him. I took him out the morning of, but because normally Bucky Irving, the running back 2,
God,
has
I love his name.
Has been playing so well recently compared to Rashad White, but Rashad just had the better game this week, and once again, I think they're a really good duo.
Another really stupid game next: Jaguars versus Titans.
So dumb.
The Jaguars won 10-6.
10-6 tells you all you need to know. Extremely boring. I
hope you didn't watch this game, and I didn't really watch it. I mean, I watched Red Zone, so I saw stupid highlights from it, but yeah, really stupid. We were both wrong about this. How are we? Because the Jaguars won. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know. That was just weird all around.
Let's just forget about that game.
Seahawks versus Cardinals. The Seahawks won 30-18. I was not really paying much attention to this game, if I'm being honest, just because the Bills and the Rams were playing at the same time.
And also the other reason I didn't pay attention much to it is because it was clear from the beginning the Seahawks. Well, it was really messy in the beginning. There was a lot of turnovers, but I think mostly the Seahawks kind of started dominating. And it was supposed to be it was quote-unquote America's Game of the Week, according to Red Zone or the NFL Network or whatever. But and it was high stakes. Those two teams are kind of fighting for the top of their division. but the Cardinals did not look good early on, and so I was way more focused on the other games that were going on at that time. We were both wrong about it. I think you already said that, but yeah.
Yeah. Next game, Bills-Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams won 44-42. We were both wrong about that, which obviously we both picked the Bills to win.
I'm not that upset about it, honestly.
Yeah, I wasn't pissed that we lost just because I do like the Rams, and the game was just so good. The only thing that the Bills didn't do the best at was we couldn't stop the Rams at all. But Josh Allen had multiple record-breaking moments during that game.
He had 3 touchdowns on the ground and 3 touchdowns in the air. So, and that was the first quarterback to do that in history.
And 50 fantasy points, which is the highest scoring fantasy quarterback since it said 1950, which I don't really know.
Well, yeah, fantasy didn't really.
Maybe they scored past games and but yeah. It was insane. And also Puka Nacua, the Rams wide receiver, had also a really, really good game. So it was super high scoring in the game, super high scoring in fantasy, just a very offensive, strong game, which was really fun to watch. Yeah.
It sucks that the Bills were never able to stop them. But I think the Bills would have won if they played like they did in the last the second half of the fourth quarter, the whole game. It was the Rams got some pretty nice takeaways in the start of the game that kind of pulled them ahead a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then the second half, obviously, the Bills started answering everything that the Rams were putting out. So that's why it just started the points got so high. And it's the Bills are going to be in the playoffs regardless.
Yeah, we already clinched the AFC.
Yeah, the Rams are still really good. Well, they're not really good, but they're still a solid team. It's not it wasn't an upset by any means. It was just a great game. Yeah. Next game we have the Bears versus the 49ers, which was a complete fucking shit show. The 49ers won 38-13. By halftime or something. Pretty late into the game, there was a stat that was the 49ers had 350 offensive yards and the Bears only had 4.
Insane. The Bears had 4 yards for the entire first and second quarter. I don't understand how that's possible. They must have gotten a lot of I wasn't paying attention again because I was watching the Bills game.
Yeah, but there was no point to watch that game. It
holy
was disgusting.
Shit! And we both picked the Bears to win.
Yeah,
we had a lot of faith in them, and the 49ers weren't looking good. The Bears were trending up, so we both picked the Bears, and the 49ers just absolutely slaughtered them.
Yeah.
So,
lesson
I don't know.
in there. Much to consider about just because I think it's easy to lean on to the trends of certain teams and they did really well this week, so they're going to do well in the next week, or they did really bad this week, so they're probably going to do bad again. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Next game, Chargers versus Chiefs. The Chiefs won 19-17. Another extremely close 1-point game. I saw a stat that was they've had 15 straight 1-point game, or not 1 point, one score games,
or one score, yeah.
Which is just insane. That's ever since the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they won. Oh yeah, by the way, they won by a field goal that hit the upright but bounced in.
Yeah.
That the percentage of that happening is absolutely messed up.
I almost freaked out, and then I saw the refs put their arms up to say that it was good. I'm just so tired of them winning in the most boring, dumb ways.
And no one cares. It's I would hate being a Chiefs fan, going to the game and watching my team that's supposed to be the best in the league get away with 1-point wins. No thanks. We are both wrong about it too. The Chargers should have won that game, but they were playing shit.
I didn't realize going into it that their running back J.K. Dobbins was out, and their star wide receiver Lad McConkey was also out.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah,
so that probably hurt them a lot.
Next game we have the Bengals versus Cowboys, which I actually only watched the ending of it. I saw Interstellar in IMAX last night. which can. I don't want to talk about it because we'll go on for hours, but it was amazing.
I saw it earlier in the weekend.
Like, go see it. It's a whole new movie.
They added like 2.5 more weeks of showing. So
they added 2.5 hours to the movie. It's like
no, but seriously, if you're hearing this now and you've never seen it or are a big fan of it, like both, go watch it in IMAX because you'll probably never get the opportunity to again. And it's
the best
incredible.
movie I've seen in IMAX. Better than the movies there's like the story differences, whatever. But simply IMAX experience, best I've ever seen, by far.
I don't really think I've been to a lot of IMAX. I don't remember any other IMAX movie I've seen.
For me, it's like Oppenheimer, Dune 2.
There's not an IMAX theater near me in Chicago, so
I saw like the newer Star Wars in IMAX and stuff like that. There's another do you know what like AMC
Premiere
there was
Pro?
a theater next to the IMAX that I'd never heard of before.
Dolby?
No, AMC like Premiere. I'm pretty sure it was called. It was weird. I've never heard of it.
I think that's like one of the Stubbs things.
Oh, maybe that's where you rent where you can rent a theater. Maybe.
I have no idea. You have to look it up. But
yeah.
I also didn't catch that game because I saw Wicked in Dolby last night. But it was funny because right when the movie ended, I wanted to see what the score of the game was, and I checked, and it was a tie game. So I opened my phone while the credits were rolling in the seat, and the first play that I opened my phone to was the play that the Bengals scored on to win the game.
Oh wow! Okay,
yeah.
So that's different. For me, it was like I got out of the movie. I held my bladder the whole fucking time. I got also side note, never get sugar-free lemonade. It sucks.
Why would you?
Because I had eaten an early dinner because I was seeing the movie, and then I got a large popcorn, and I was like, I'm going to be really tired after this. No, I didn't get a large popcorn. I got a regular size popcorn, which is still fucking large. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got a popcorn, and I was like, I can't have like a full thing of like sugar, like a full drink of sugar too. So I got sugar-free lemonade, and it fucking sucked. It was disgusting.
If you're going to the movies, like you might as well just go all out.
I know, and I usually do. It had nothing to do with like thinking about the calories or anything. It was more just like it was a nighttime movie, and I don't like to have sugar too late because it really messes with my sleep.
You should have gone to like a grocery store and just gotten like a better sugar-free one.
Yeah. But anyways, I held my bladder because I still drank the whole thing. And so I went to the bathroom after, and right when I got into the stall, the first thing I did was check the score of the game, and it was like the fourth quarter had just started, and it was close. So I went home and I watched the rest in bed. But yeah, the ending of the game is really good, and I was surprised that it was close. I'm happy the Bengals won. We were both right about it, but I thought it was going to be a blowout.
I've seen a bunch of clips on Twitter and TikTok of the Simpsons broadcast of the game.
Oh, I didn't see anything about that actually.
It's so funny.
I have to look at that.
Well, I mean, like the funniest thing is when they do like is it playoff games or just like Christmas games maybe of SpongeBob?
They do Christmas games on
Nickelodeon,
yeah.
And they're hilarious.
I don't think they're going to do it anymore, right?
I don't know.
I think the
contract
ended.
They're so funny, and the Simpsons just the clips I'm seeing of like Bart throwing a touchdown to Lisa. It's just so funny. I didn't even watch The Simpsons. It's just I love when they do stuff like that.
I started watching the first season. Recently, it's a fun show to put on at night when you're not really paying attention.
That's like my time for like Family Guy.
There's so many, but like I've seen every Family Guy episode. There's so many Simpsons seasons and episodes it's just like it's pretty endless. So this week, damn, I thought it was gonna be a lot better. I was
we did terrible this week.
Yeah,
I got 6 out of 13 right, and Jake got 7 out of 13 right.
Yeah, it was a weird week.
Yeah, less than 50% for me. Just about 50% for Jake.
Yeah. So the special kind of thing we're going to do this week is out of every single team, we're going to pick the player that has the best vibes. And like this for me, like right when the team came up, I knew exactly. There was 2 teams where I was like, we'll get to those, but every out of 30 teams, I was able to immediately. I knew the person.
Not for me.
Like I'm like
I had to look up each team's roster.
No, I didn't.
And just
I
like
knew.
really think about it.
I was also surprised. I'm like, damn, I know this. I know a player for every single team.
Because also like I didn't exactly know what you meant by best vibes, so I kind of had to like really think about like the people and like what I wanted my answer to be for best vibes, I guess.
Yeah, mine doesn't really have anything to do if they're a good player. It's just like my initial first kind of reaction, like judging a book by its cover, kind of.
Okay.
But nah, not really. Kind of also judging by their press and just like their behavior and stuff.
Okay.
So we'll see. We'll see if ours match up. Arizona Cardinals. Mine was Kyler.
Okay. I wanted to try and pick like not the like obvious choices, so I picked Buda Baker.
I don't know.
Do you know who that is?
No.
He's a defensive player. I've heard his name a lot, and I just love his name, Buda Baker. So I picked him. I don't really know a lot of players on the Cardinals either.
Kyler I think he has like a cool swagger to him, and I like his vibes and I like his name. So
Kyler is cool too. Yeah.
Falcons. We might have the same one.
Who?
Bijan?
No.
Who?
Young Hoku. The kicker.
Oh, okay. That's
he's so
a good
adorable.
one too.
He's like short and like has like an awesome leg, and he just has great vibes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The team loves him too.
Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar Jackson.
Derrick Henry.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you not think Lamar Jackson has the best vibes?
So I wrote Lamar Jackson first, but then immediately after I'm like, no, Derrick Henry. I love. I talk about I you have to watch his interviews and like just the way he speaks, like his whole story, like his literal vibe is just like he has such a good vibe. I would feel so safe like if I walked into a party, like a crowded party, and I saw Derrick Henry, I would just walk up to him and be like, "What's up?" Like, and I would just. It'd be like seeing that friend you see at a party and you just give each other that look where you're like, yeah, and you gravitate towards them.
Bruh.
That's how what?
No, yeah, I'm just funny.
Like, remember Derrick Henry?
I'm just imagining you being at a party with Derrick Henry and you guys lock eyes.
Like, but do you remember the video after when Derrick Henry and Josh saw each other?
Mm-mm.
It's so funny. Like
Josh Allen?
Yes, they're kind of walking past each other, and Josh like does this thing where he looks to the side and he sees Derek and he goes, "Hey," and then looks back and Derek like looks at him and he goes, psh, and like they like hug. It was just like
what the fuck?
Such a like awkward little moment, but it was, I don't know how to describe it. You have to watch it. It just for me that reminded me so many times of like those friends I had in classes that like you weren't that good friends with, but then when you saw them at something, like you would just be like, yeah, that's my homie. Like,
I feel like that could be Lamar for me.
True. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so the Buffalo Bills, I put 2 people because I really couldn't.
Okay, who?
Josh and Mac.
I put them too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote Josh Allen / Mac Hollins.
Oh, there's so many good people. There's people with really good vibes on that team. Like, also Shakir. He has really good vibes. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but Mac Hollins is like his little brother was my brother's best friend growing up. I was really good friends with his younger brother Drew. I was really good friends with him too. So that's his older brother, Mac Hollins. But yeah, like they live in our neighborhood.
Yeah, we were really
I've
good always like known who like they were. The Hollins, but
that's a weird way to say it. Like Drew was at our house all the time.
Yeah, whenever I heard that Mac was going into the NFL, I would always just silently like watch his whatever team he was on and just root for his team. Like I remember when he was on the Raiders and when he was on the Eagles and Dolphins and everything. And then when he got traded to the Bills, I was like, because it was when Stephon Diggs was leaving and Mac got joined, and I was like, okay, cool. Like this is gonna be fun to like, because I'll really watch a team that he's on. And he's exploding this year, like not only playing extremely well, getting touchdowns like back-to-back games, but also like within the fan base.
Yeah, he's
really
famous.
Yeah.
Like
Like he's featured on ESPN all the time on Red Zone, and
they
like
love talking about
the
him.
social media team loves him because
Yeah.
he has this whole like shtick of he doesn't wear shoes, and everyone's like obsessed with like.
Which I literally agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
I really like being barefoot. Like, I take any opportunity I can as well. But like, I'm not at the social level that he is. Like, when I'm in my apartment, the trash room is like a little bit further down. And there's so many times where I'm going to the trash room barefoot, and I'm like, maybe this is a little bit inappropriate to walk around barefoot, like in like a family apartment. I don't know why I thought. Well, I thought people would think I was weird because I was walking into the trash room with no shoes and that could be seem like dirty, but like realistically, it's just not that dirty.
I can't relate. I literally like will not take my shoes off until the end of the day. I don't know why.
But I'm also very like I take good care of my feet in the shower. Like I wash them really well.
Okay, we didn't need that detail.
Well, okay, because I don't want people to think I'm fucking gross. Like I'm walking in the fucking trash room with no shoes and like no, like I.
But anyway, yeah, he has great vibes. And
I commented on his post recently, and like somebody who follows me responded like, "Oh my God, Jake, go Bills!" Like, and that's cool to me seeing that somebody like who follows me, who's from Buffalo, like follows Mac now. You know what I mean? It's like that's crazy. I remember and he's worked really hard to get to where he is, Mac Hollins. Like he went to junior college first, and then went to UNC and was pretty good at UNC, and then like got drafted and then like did pretty well. But he's a very all around kind of player. I wasn't in high school when he was in high school, but I was in 8th grade when he was a senior, and I went to a football game. And we had this like unbelievable like homecoming game that was like pretty legendary at the time. Like it went into overtime against Churchill. We had a homecoming game against our rival, and Mac Hollins like was the best player, obviously. And like he like caught like a game-winning touchdown in overtime or something. And like I remember seeing that, and like and also another lore situation. His dad played in the NFL also in like the 80s, late 80s. His dad played for the Lions. So, his dad had like so much aura. There's this really cool thing, like that added to his aura points. Like when I realized
Stop saying that.
Why?
It's cringe.
I don't think it's cringe.
Yeah, because you're chuggy.
I'm not fucking chuggy at all. No. Okay, you don't okay, never mind, whatever. Basically you've lost my train of thought. I was talking to Uncle Brian at Thanksgiving about Mac, because like they were all like the cousins and everything were asking questions, like our extended cousins were like, oh my God, like you know him, like, and we're like, yeah, like we're like Thomas is best friends with his little brother, blah blah blah. I didn't know this, but Rick, his dad, was the athletic coordinator, or like
trainer.
Yeah, the athletic coordinator at what's their country club called?
The cousins.
Yeah, Congressional Country Club. So he was like the gym like coordinator. Like he was the person that you go to in the gym to like schedule like personal training, and like so he was like in charge of like all the athletics at Congressional Country Club. When the PGA Tour or like the U.S. Open or whatever was at Congressional Country Club, like in the 2000s something, Tiger Woods wanted to. And this is when Tiger Woods was in his absolute... Like, do you remember how famous Tiger Woods was?
Yeah.
Like, he had, like, his own... Like, he was, like, one of the most famous...
He's still super famous to me.
I know, but, like, this... Like, in his prime, like, he was so fucking famous. Like, it like...
Yeah.
Anyways, and this was when he was in his prime and when he was like extremely famous.
Okay, I like need to know what you're gonna say.
He contacted Congressional and asked if he could use he's like, oh, can I use the gym like privately at like 3 a.m? And Rick Hollins was the one, and Rick Hollins refused it.
Why?
He's like, absolutely not. Like, who do you think you are? You can't just like come and go whenever you want. Like I'm not opening the gym for you at this time. Like that's not what we
Damn.
do here. And like he said no to it, and I was just like, damn. And like, if you knew him growing up, like he was a very scary, like not scary, but like he was very quiet and very reserved. And like when his kids played sports, he would be in like the very far back and would like leave before, like right when the game ended, he would just leave and not talk to anyone. And like I always felt really cool because like he was like when these things, like when we were at these big sporting events and everything, he would always say like hi to dad. Like out of all the other like dads or anything, like dad was the only one who like really talked to him. And so we I just felt really cool about that because I don't know. But,
Well, yeah.
So his dad was a fucking Chad too, who played football for the Lions in the late 80s.
When was Dan Campbell playing for the Lions?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
I wonder if it was
actually.
similar times.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen and Matt Collins.
Yeah.
Next,
Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young.
I knew you were going to say Bryce Young, so I automatically just wanted to do something different. So I said Xavier Legette, the wide receiver.
You're thinking way too much.
But I also have seen videos of him on TikTok.
Okay, fair.
And he just has this insane country accent. Like the most insane country accent I've ever heard in my life, and it's so funny. So I like him.
Cincinnati
He's got interesting
Bengals. I'm curious to see what you'll say about this. I said
Wait, no, Bears.
Oh, sorry. Chicago Bears. I said Rome Odunze.
I do love Rome Odunze, but I haven't like known him enough to give him that award. So I said DJ Moore because I love DJ Moore. He has the most adorable kids on planet Earth, and I've seen his social media videos, so I really like him.
The Cincinnati Bengals. Hannah, your mic.
I know. I'm trying to fix it.
Cincinnati Bengals. I picked Chase Brown.
I picked Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Okay. So I think Jamar Chase has rancid vibes.
Why?
Okay. I've never seen him in any positive, like the way that he just has. Sometimes he has attitude issues, and like he's only had attitude issues against teams that I was rooting for. So that automatically like gives him, like, you'd think about them bad. You know what I mean? Like imagine if he had like he was getting pissed when he was playing the Commanders or something. Like I remember when they played the Ravens recently. Like he got like, or the first time they played this season, he had he had a freak out. He was like so pissed about something, and I was just like, he's such a tool. Like that was my first thought. I'm like, he's such a fucking tool. And that's kind of, I just have ran with that, and I can't shake it. So
I don't know.
I never watched a wide receiver documentary or have seen
He's
any
not in
press. Oh, weird. I thought he was.
No.
Yes. Next, Cincinnati Bengal. I mean,
Cleveland Browns.
Cleveland Browns. Jerry Jeudy.
I do love Jerry Jeudy. I said Jameis Winston.
Okay, fair. Yeah, he has really
He's
good vibes
all
too.
over me and
so cute.
my roommate's social media.
Yeah.
He's just such a character.
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy, funny as fuck to me. And like he's like randomly so good, and I'm really happy for him that he's. I have
heard that possibly Jameis, there's some like weird things there.
Yeah, well, Jameis
with
is like
his past.
Oh, like he's a bad person.
Possibly, that's what I heard through the grapevine. So I gotta look into that. But disclaimer: if I say someone and like they're like a bad person, I probably didn't know.
Yeah, no, we probably didn't know. We definitely didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't. When I'm saying vibes, like I'm thinking again, judging a book by its cover, like just the very surface level things. So
okay.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys. I picked CeeDee Lamb.
I picked CeeDee Lamb also.
He's really attractive. Like
I
sometimes
really seen him.
like sometimes like there'll be a shot of him on the sidelines, and I'm like, holy shit! Like he's like pretty perfect. Like
he has a perfect name too.
Yeah.
The last name Lamb, like that's so
CeeDee
fun.
Lamb.
C. It's not like C, the letter C and the letter D. It's CeeDee. CeeDee Lamb. I just love it.
I want to look at a picture of him again. Yeah, he's hot. He's very very
From the little
conventionally
tiny picture
attractive.
that I can see on Fantasy, I could agree with that.
Yeah. Um,
But Denver Broncos,
Denver Broncos.
I already know who you put.
Who?
Bo Nix.
Nope.
Thank God.
Uh,
Bo Nix is like the one that has rancid vibes for me.
yeah, he has. Yeah, I agree. Like he has really bad vibes, but I do
picked
like
Cortland
him for some
Sutton.
reason. Same. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Cortland Sutton.
I was also thinking of Pat
dope vibes.
Surtain, who's one of their star defenders.
True.
But I ended up going with Cortland.
Whenever I see his name, I'm always like, yeah, he's chill. Detroit Lions. This was a difficult one.
Yeah,
but
this is one of the ones where you could get away with picking almost anyone.
yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I picked David Montgomery.
Yeah,
He's had some funny moments recently in the media.
Yeah,
and just like he's very playful and funny.
Yeah,
and a beast.
True. Yeah, same thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, same.
They're both like such Lions players, and like they really love their team. So that was a hard one, but Amon-Ra was the first one that came to my mind. Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Good vibes. Next team, Houston Texans. This was kind of hard. I picked Joe Mixon.
I didn't know like who to pick, as in it was hard for me because I didn't know who to pick. I picked Tank Dell. Just because literally,
I thought about I put Joe Mixon, then I'm like maybe Tank Dell, but I picked Joe Mixon.
I don't know why. Like I partly because he was on my fantasy team probably, so I just like gravitate towards people that I have seen the name of a lot, but also I don't know, something about him just gravitated me.
Joe Mixon has a swagger that's undeniably cool.
I was probably gonna put Joe Mixon if I didn't do
love
Tank.
the way that he just seeing him in a Houston Texans uniform, like, and his everything. Just the way he wears his pads and jersey, and he is just like really cool. Next team, Indianapolis Colts. This was a little bit hard. I just picked Jonathan Taylor because I like his picture on fantasy football. Like whenever I see it, I'm like, "Aw, he looks so sweet."
Jonathan Taylor as well, just because I don't. Anthony Richardson kind of gives me scary energy sometimes.
Yeah, freaks me out. Yeah,
and I don't really know any of the other players besides like Josh Downs or Michael Pittman, but
Jonathan Taylor just seems like a really nice guy. Jacksonville Jaguars. I wrote literally nobody.
Really?
I have nobody.
Do you want to know who I wrote?
Who?
Tank Bigsby. Do you remember him?
Yeah. Yeah, he has good vibes.
Something with me in the name Tank, I guess. But yeah, Tank, the last name Bigsby, like Tank Bigsby, I'm obsessed with that name.
Yeah.
Someone who gives me rancid vibes.
Who?
Fucking Travis Etienne.
Yeah, no.
I look back at my draft order in fantasy. I picked him in like the third round, super high. He was like my first or second running back.
Yeah.
And he fucking flopped so hard. I hate him. Well, I don't hate him, but like I strongly dislike him.
Yeah, I don't like their team. Tank Bigsby was. If I remembered about him, I would have.
He's the second running back. So like again, like I didn't pick anyone in the first because I really don't care about the Jags.
Kansas City Chiefs. I wrote Xavier Worthy.
Okay, I wrote Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, he was my second. But Xavier Worthy, I think, just like again, cool name. He's a good player.
Yeah.
So.
He immediately made a name for himself in the NFL.
Las Vegas Raiders, Brock Bowers. Yeah.
Their star rookie tight end is in the race for Rookie of the Year, setting records already.
Yeah.
And he has a fun name, like a fun flowing name, BB Brock Bowers.
Yeah. Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert. That's who I wrote.
But were you going to change it or something?
Yeah, I was going to change it to Lad McConkey.
Oh, his name is so funny.
I know.
I picked Cameron Dicker, the kicker.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's because he's on my fantasy team once again, but also he's just has good vibes.
Yeah. Justin Herbert has good vibes to me.
Oh, yeah, me too. But I just didn't want to pick the quarterback for every team, so I just didn't.
Yeah. Los Angeles Rams, Puka Nacua. Easy.
I also picked Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
He's like probably top 3 for vibes in the league all around for me.
Yeah. Next, Dolphins, Tua.
I picked Tyreek Hill.
Okay, yeah, I almost picked Tyreek Hill as well.
He reminds me, or like, have you ever seen him playing Fortnite?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to see that.
Like he's a gamer. Like he's kind of like a little kid at heart, it seems.
That's really cute. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta look at that. But Tua's a lefty. Love that he's a lefty, and he also just had like he's so cool. He's such a Miami Dolphin quarterback. Like
yeah.
Minnesota Vikings, Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson easily.
Yeah, you just can't. He's amazing. New England Patriots, literally nobody. Stevenson, I guess.
I picked Drake May.
He just gives me like weird vibes still. Like he just gives me Tool vibes, and I don't like it.
I haven't like seen enough to make a decision, but
his picture just freaks me out. Like
yeah. I don't know. I didn't know who else to pick.
New Orleans Saints, Taysom Hill.
That's a good one.
Who'd
I
you
picked
pick?
Alvin Kamara.
Okay, interesting.
Running back.
New York Giants, Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, I picked Tyrone Tracy Jr., the rookie backup.
That's a good, yeah.
I just love that he's also a rookie, and no one really expected anything. Everyone was like, "Oh my God, Malik Neighbors!" But then like Tyrone came in and like sort of snuck his way into being a decent running back.
Yeah, he's their starter now, and I like his name too. New York Jets, Garrett Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my God.
I picked Sauce Gardner.
Okay, true.
I love that name. It's so funny.
Philadelphia Eagles. I don't like the vibes of their team.
Really?
Yeah.
Saquon?
No, I picked AJ Brown.
Oh. I picked Saquon.
Yeah, I can't get behind the Eagles at this moment. They're like the team that I'll root for last. But yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers, George Pickens.
George
easy.
Pickens. He's also kind of like a kid at heart in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like, super funny.
San Francisco 49ers, George Kittle.
George Kittle. For some reason, I thought you didn't like George Kittle.
No, I like him.
Don't you like Debo, or did I make that up?
Fuck! God damn it! See, okay, so I went first like I thought I knew everything. Yeah, Debo should be my pick. I really like Debo. Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought you hated George Kittle.
No, I never hated him.
Okay, cool. George has really just the most random vibes ever.
Yeah, weirdo. Seahawks, DK Metcalf.
DK.
Yeah.
Honestly, not much of a choice there for me.
I mean, I like their running back too.
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I do like him.
He has aura. But DK, he just seems like a really sweet, gentle giant. He's fucking huge, like Jesus.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Bucky Irving.
Yeah. Bucky fucking Irving, which is crazy because what's his name?
Rashad
the quarterback's name?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, he has a. Actually, I don't know if he has a good vibe.
I wanted to put Baker.
He has swag and he's cool.
There's something about Baker that.
But I think I fear his vibe
to.
a little bit. That I'm I would be intimidated. Bucky Irving though, that's a vibe that if I saw him in a room, I'd run right up to him.
I want to go to Disney World with Bucky Irving, and I can't explain why.
I want to go to Disney World with Bucky Irving,
Tank
Tyreek Hill, and George Pickens.
I want to go to Disney World with Bucky Irving, Tank Bigsby, and Tyrone Tracy.
Aw, Tyrone Tracy.
Aww.
Tennessee Titans, Calvin Ridley.
I said Tony Pollard. I really don't care about the Titans.
Last team, Washington Commanders.
Jaden Daniels.
Really? Terry McLaurin.
Just, I don't know. Jaden is so pooky. So,
I
he has
think
the best
Terry's
vibes to me.
pookier.
You think Terry is more pooky than Jaden?
Yeah.
T. But they literally call him Scary Terry.
Jaden seems too, like... I know he smiles a lot in the games, but, like, outside of the field, like, I feel like he's a very serious person. Terry gives me, like, goofy. Remember his fucking tweets? I hate doing dishes.
No, well, yeah, that is like very, very true.
Like, so
but
dumb.
Also, Jaden has been doing, like, TikTok dances as a celebration. So, you know, he's, like, just, like, on TikTok and just, like, a kid.
Yeah, he was kind of Aquilino when he was doing the weight.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
I know. He has, like, he has no hips, too. He's just, like...
Yeah. He's so super awkward to the point where I don't like his vibe yet. He needs to, like, get over the awkward phase. Mm-hmm. Terry McLaurin, though, is, like, Dumbelina century.
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense to anyone else in the world.
Do people know what Dumbelina means? Or did we make that up?
I think we made it up. Maybe. I don't know. Is that a normal phrase?
I don't know. Like, everyone that I know uses it. That could just be because I
feel like
gave
I
it to
made
them.
It up.
Dumbelina.
Let me Google it and see what comes up.
What did we even get it from? Dumbo? Like the elephant? I think we would call our dog Dumbo. What?
Google it and see what happens. It makes no sense.
What?
What came up for you?
Nothing. Share your screen.
Okay. This just reminds me because, okay, so my friend Harris and I, when we were, like, this is my best friend in high school, we would, like, this one thing we used to do is we'd make up random names and Google them, and, like, we'd go on Google Images and just hysterically laugh. Like, like a random name. Let me think of one. Frederick, Dicker, no, that's a real name. Frederick, Gooderson. Like, we'd say some random shit like that and Google it and laugh for centuries. So this reminds me of that.
What?
Like, what is this?
Wait, what the fuck?
Dumbelina.
Is that a song?
It's just a guy playing the guitar.
Oh my god.
Overdrive.
That's Dumbelina. Okay, so it's not.
Wait.
Thing.
Urban Dictionary Dumbelina.
Urban Dictionary has everything.
Turn it off, Jake.
Why? It's good.
Because it's making me yell. Okay, let me read Dumbelina on Urban Dictionary. A stupid girl.
Right after, like, I know when I ended it.
Okay. Did they hear the definition?
Start reading the definition again.
Okay, the definition.
Okay, but pause. I don't want to take time editing this, so there might be a little bit of... I just accidentally ended the recording, so we just restarted it. I'm not sure exactly the moment I ended it, but yeah, so... Dumbelina, read the Urban Dictionary definition.
Dumbelina on Urban Dictionary is a stupid girl, brainless, laughable, daft, a girl who acts in a stupid or unintelligent manner. And I was just saying that I feel like that's kind of how we use it. So maybe it is a common word.
I mean, I came up with it because we only have one dog. Her name is Sadie, and like she's really stupid, and like we come up with the nicknames, and like over time.
It was
dumb,
like started as like Dumbo, probably Dumb to Dumbo to Dumbely to Dumbelina. That happens with like every nickname, though.
Yeah. Okay. So that's enough of the Dumbelina and the vibes, but next week predictions. San Francisco versus the Los Angeles Rams. I picked Rams.
I picked the Rams as well. I think this is going to be a really fun game.
Yeah, true. Next game, Cowboys versus Carolina. Carolina.
I picked Carolina as well.
Chiefs versus Browns. I picked Browns.
I picked the Chiefs. I'm too scared to pick against them now.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm just picking against them. Dolphins versus Texans. Dolphins. Going back though really quick, it would be extremely sick to see the Browns beat the Chiefs. Yeah, I hope it happens.
Okay. Jets versus Jags.
I had to
Jets
pick
versus
Jets.
Jaguars. I picked the Jets. Let's go. I think this is finally our week.
Yeah. Washington versus New Orleans. Washington.
Washington. It would
Ravens
be really
versus.
cool if Marshawn Lattimore started this game, because didn't he come from the Saints?
Yes, that would be
I wonder
sick.
if he
I
will.
hope that happens. Ravens versus Giants. Ravens.
I picked the Ravens as well. That's going to be so boring.
Yeah, stupid. Bengals versus Tennessee Titans. Bengals.
Bengals.
Patriots versus Cardinals. Cardinals.
I picked the Cardinals too.
Colts versus Broncos. Broncos.
Broncos. This is one where I also think it could be close.
Yeah. Bills versus Lions. Bills.
Bills. Really?
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, you were saying that Lions win easy.
Yeah. I mean, I hesitated on that one for a really long time. Like I couldn't pick, but I want the Bills to win, so I just
Okay.
have to do that. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't even circle this next one. Wait,
I-
let me pick before you say. The next game is Tampa Bay Bucks versus the LA Chargers. I'm gonna go Bucks.
Okay, I picked Chargers. Pittsburgh versus Philadelphia. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Please, for the love of God.
I'm rooting for all the top teams to lose this week. Green Bay Packers versus Seahawks could actually be pretty interesting. I picked Green Bay.
I picked Green Bay too.
Vikings versus Bears. Vikings.
Vikings.
Falcons versus Raiders. Falcons.
I picked Raiders.
I don't know who their Raiders quarterback is.
I know,
so-
I fucking forgot. But
Yeah. Could be.
I feel like Max Crosby, who's like a star defender in the league, but he's on the Raiders, is going to scare the shit out of Kirk. And I think that they're not going to play well
they
on
might not
offense.
even start Kirk, actually.
Really?
Yeah, who's their backup? Michael Penix Jr. or something?
The fuck?
He is really good in college, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. Michael Penix. Oh, I had no fucking idea. Okay.
Yeah. They might start him. I don't know.
But I still think Max could scare like a new starter. I think it will be fun.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's. Wait, how old are you?
What?
Are you
Me?
23 or 24?
23, but I turned 24 in less than a month.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's.
How old is he?
24.
Oh. I have 2 friends that are 24. Actually, I have more than that. I have a few friends that are 24.
Yeah. I don't know why I said yeah like that. Well, wait. He was the Indiana quarterback, and then he played for the Washington Huskies football.
Is that XFL?
Oh no, that he transferred to Washington.
Oh, college?
Yeah. Washington is like randomly really good football team.
State?
No, just Washington University.
Washington State?
No, just Washington
The
University.
state of Washington.
Oh yes,
Jesus Christ.
because there's a
No, just Washington.
Because when we were saying Washington State, like,
Yeah, I see what I see. I see the miscommunication there.
well, I would say DC if I was talking about DC.
I know, but it's so funny this year because the Commanders are more in the spotlight because they're better. The amount of times I've told people that I'm a Commanders fan and they're like, why are you a Commanders fan? Where does that come from? And I'm like, oh, because like I live right outside of DC, and they're like, they're not Washington State. Like the amount of people that think
They need
it's
to
Washington
change
State
that. Yeah.
is insane.
Well, no, people are also just fucking stupid. Period. You're
it's smart
stupid.
friends that make that error though.
They're
just people-
stupid.
It's just people. My friend in law school.
Sicily?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I guess it adds like a little bit of like being smart, because there's so many people who don't know that Washington State exists. Like there's
Really?
there's dumb people that like just don't. They're like, oh, like this. I don't know, or they think that DC is a state or something, and they think that like Washington and Washington DC are the same thing. There's people that think that.
Well, I feel like for the Commanders' sake, it seems so obvious to us because we're from the East Coast. But if you
Yeah.
have never watched football, know nothing about football, or like anything like that, I think it's a pretty easy mistake to make.
Yeah, yeah, true. But they're about to move. I was watching the local news last night for some reason, and they're getting close to like passing a bill that gives the land of the RFK stadium that's just like sitting there waiting to be rebuilt, so that the Commanders could be back in DC.
Wait,
they'll
what?
be in DC instead of. Well, they're no matter what, they're getting rid of Northwest or FedEx Field because it's outdated and disgusting.
Which is in Virginia.
No, it's in Maryland.
Oh, it's in Landover, Maryland.
The Maryland Miracle. Yeah, it's in Maryland. But they started in because they started at RFK.
I don't know what that is.
That's where the Nationals' original stadium was. Did you never go to?
I went there once. I was extremely young.
I remember those games, but
didn't they play soccer there too?
Yeah, DC United plays there.
Oh, okay.
I don't think anymore though. Like it looks terrible, but so does FedEx Field. But yeah, they're trying to figure out if they're gonna like what that's gonna look like because they might go there or rebuild in Landover.
Oh.
I personally hope they rebuild it in Landover because I kind of like how they're in Maryland.
Yeah.
That's where
it makes me feel better about rooting for them and not the Ravens because they're in Maryland still.
Yeah, but like I mean, even then we're on the Metro line, the DC Metro line. So like,
yeah,
we count. Okay. Yeah.
That's
I
it.
have to figure out how to put this all together.
It's gonna be easy.
I know, but Riverside is kind of. Thanks for listening. I'll talk about this off
Jake,
the podcast.
Can you just like look into the camera? Okay. That was such